Alright, so this past weekend we got 3 new releases. I already reviewed Bad Boys Ride or Die. Right here in this video, I'm going to review M. Night Shyamalan's new film, The Watchers. Alright, you heard that right. M. Night Shyamalan is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. And so, frankly, M. Night Shyamalan is my least favorite big-name director of all time. I do not like M. Night Shyamalan. I like a lot of his movies. I think The Sixth Sense is good. I'm a sucker for The Happening. But there's so many movies of his that just don't sit well with me, and I genuinely do not like. And so, going into this movie, I know it's a different director. Of course, it has the name Shyamalan attached to it, but I went in not really expecting much. Trailers didn't blow my mind. I just saw this one because I wanted to do a double feature. And so this is the one that was with Bad Boys, and so I just didn't really want to, I didn't know what to expect from it. Movies like this, I typically only say, yeah, it's fine, it's good, or it's my least favorite movies of all time. So I didn't know how I was going to respond to this one, but did I like it? I'll let you know here in this video. Before I get started, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below. What is your opinions on M. Night Shyamalan's daughters, or not daughters, this is M. Night Shyamalan's directorial debut. There's a lot of Night Shyamalan stuff. Like, it's a complicated name with a lot of words. But anyways, what did you think of The Watchers? And with that said, this is a pretty big surprise. I really liked this movie. This was the winner out of all 3 movies that I saw yesterday, and that includes Hitman. That'll be a review coming up in the next couple of hours. Check it out. Anyways, I just found this to be a pleasant surprise. The movie has a sudden intriguingness of it. It was off to a little rough start, where we'll get to it here in a few minutes, but I felt like it was really interesting because we just get shoved here into this like little house, and the Watchers are watching you, and you're put in the footsteps of these characters who you want to know what the monsters are, you want to see the monsters, and you want to know what actually is happening. So it always has this mystery and this intriguingness that kept me on my toes. I genuinely, after the first 15 minutes of the movie, sat back and was like, oh my god, this is gonna suck. But at the moment we got to the main plot about being stuck in these woods, wanting to find a way out, it got incredibly interesting. And with that said, when we want to see what the monsters look like, they look pretty good. I like the design of these monsters. Now, I don't really think that it's all that scary of a movie. It's PG-13. I've seen scarier movies, but there were some creepy images in here that genuinely get me like, ooh, that looks a little creepy. And so I did think that was really interesting, and I really like the creature design. And M. Night Shyamalan pulls from old Scottish, or not Scottish, but Irish folktale, and it has a nice little twist here, where, well, not twist, but a nice little back, the lore is what I'm trying to say. It has nice lore here to where the monsters are these fairy things, and we got this whole story about this whole war that went on with them, and we don't spend too much time on that. It's just like, yeah, that happened, and it's really interesting how it just pulls from this folklore and makes for a intriguing horror movie where you want to know what's going on, you want to know what these creatures are, and it can be genuinely creepy. Now, the thing that I see a lot of people complaining about this movie, why a lot of people don't like it, is the final twist in here. It's a Night Shyamalan movie. It's not a groundbreaking twist. It's not a twist that blows my mind like, oh, whoa, oh, that flips the whole movie on its head. It's just a little twist here, and I thought it was solid for what it was. It's not like a completely movie butchering twist. I thought it was pretty solid. No spoilers, but when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It's not at all as bad as people are saying it to be. So this movie was a very pleasant surprise. It kept me on my toes. I liked the creature design, and I really liked how it pulled from this folklore that was genuinely intriguing. And then the twist here was just a nice cherry on top. It's not a perfect twist, but it worked for what it was. There are a couple of issues here in this movie. Like I mentioned, the first 15 minutes are pretty hard to get through. If you're gonna wait to see this at home, I recommend you don't turn it off until like the movie's over, because like it gets really intriguing here in the middle of the film and kept me on my toes. But the first 15 minutes was pretty bad, where we're with Dakota Fanning and she's like some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard in my entire life. This is the year of bad dialogue with Madam Web, Netflix's The Last Airbender, and now this. Don't get me wrong, I like The Last Airbender and I like this, but the dialogue can be pretty rough. Like, there's scenes in this movie where she's like putting on a wig. It's showing us that, yeah, she doesn't like herself. And she literally turns to the bird and says, "What? I don't like myself. Can't I have secrets too?" Like, it decided to show us, and then it decided to tell us what it's showing us, which is genuinely pisses me off when that happens in movies. Like, I'm not an idiot. I know exactly what's going on. You don't need to over-explain it. And it does that like several more times. Like, she's riding in a car with the parrot, and she's like, "I had a rough backstory. What's your life, parrot, that cannot speak anything but like 4 words after I repeat them?" That's an actual scene in the movie. And after that first 15 minutes, I sat back and I was like, we're in for something good. Good thing it pulled me in. Was really intriguing. Again, I really liked the movie once it got into the swing of things, but after that first 15 minutes, they are rough. And speaking about the scene where she puts on the wig and is like, "I don't like myself," that plot goes absolutely nowhere. At all. Like, I was expecting it to tie in somehow in the movie, but like, yeah. She just doesn't like herself, I guess. It has nothing to do with the actual movie. And I was like, oh, okay. Why did we introduce that in the beginning, though? And so it was pretty interesting. But, again, it had a rough start. The first 15 minutes, pretty bad. But once we get into the swing of things, it pulled me in as just like this interesting folklore, nice backstory for the creatures that we have, and it really made it unique and interesting as an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I'm getting pretty excited to see what she has in store for the future. I recommend this movie. I really liked it. That's why The Watchers I'm going to give a B+ to. So stay tuned for the next couple of, in the next hour or so actually, it's going to be a Hitman movie review. I'm going to film that right now. Stay tuned in the next couple of days. I'm going to do a Bad Boys ranking, and then the next video after that should be my, my most unpopular opinions. So thank you guys for clicking on this video, and with that said, subscribe to let's try that again, guys. Subscribe, join the Nerd Army. Peace out.